have you joined us on the show. Sports Updates on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. We just saw there. Super Falcons playing their game against Bayana, where they actually won 1-0 because of that particular penalty that was taken by Rashidat Ajibade. After that, they traveled to South Africa and they did the business there, silencing the Bayana leaders. Have been talking tough. It ended 0-0, but on aggregate level, they actually won by 1-0, and now they qualify for the Olympics after 16 years. They've been pursuing this, and good one. Nigerians are so happy with Super Falcons. They will be at least taking our flag down there, and hopefully they will do well, even though we know that the group they are is going to be a tough one. That's why we are starting with the first story that has to do with Super Falcons, where the story says Super Falcons needs proper preparation for Paris Olympics. According to Waldrum to NFF, Waldrum is telling NFF to please make sure they allow proper preparation for that team. They need to start now. And he's also sending a message to Ministry of Sport Development, where they need to quickly get the acts together and make sure our team that are representing us at the Olympics are battle ready for this competition. According to Randy Waldrum, to talk with us, to join us to talk sport this hour is Isaac Afolabi, sport journalist based in Ondo State, Akure precisely. Good to have you, Isaac.
Thank you so much, Adeni. It's always a pleasure to join you to talk sports a day like this. And permit me to use this medium to say Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers.
Okay, good one. We're talking about Super Falcons now, and you've seen there, according to their coach, they need proper preparation. We know that we are used to fire brigade approach. Olympics will be in the next 2 weeks. That's when we gather the South Super Falcons. But the man is saying we need to get these ladies together, get them to Europe, let them acclimatize with the weather, proper training facilities, logistics, the traveling, and everything should be in place quickly and earlier so that they can begin to prepare ahead of the Olympics. Right now, what do you have to say concerning this, coming from Wandi Waldrum to Federal Ministry of Sport and also to the Nigerian Football Federation?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, let me start by congratulating the Super Falcons for qualifying for the Olympics, because when they played that 1-0 victory over the Bayana of South Africa here in Abuja, a lot of sport journalists, a lot of people are thinking it's going to be a 50-50. It's a 50-50 chance for them to qualify. But against all odds, they traveled to South Africa and picked the ticket to represent Africa and Nigeria at the Olympics. So this is a championship that we all know that is going to happen in 2024. Is a dated competition. So there's need for us to make quick preparation. You know, the coach is saying that, okay, let me start preparation. Give me all that I need for me to prepare these girls. So I think this is the right thing for us to do. Is an appeal to the Nigerian Olympic Committee and of course the Ministry of Sports to give the coach all that they need, because these girls, they've done so well, you know, to qualify for this competition. You know, I remember one time where, you know, we used to have serious challenges when it comes to Olympics. Sometimes our athletes will find themselves washing their jerseys before Olympics. Some players were not really organized. You know, all those kind of things should not be happening. Nigeria is a very, very popular country, and we have done well so far when it comes to Olympics. So by this time, we should not be finding ourselves in a situation whereby we'll not have an adequate preparation. So we should have an adequate preparation for this tournament. The girls, they've tried, they've made their own part, they've played their own role by ensuring that we qualify for the Olympics. So it is now in the ball of the Nigerian Football Federation, Nigerian Olympic Committee to have a good preparation for these girls.
Okay, talking about the girls now, if you watch our matches, a lot of football pundits are already talking about we need some speed. Yes, Falcons, they have experience and all that, but we're playing against the likes of Japan, who are very, very fast. So some Nigerians are calling that Randy Waldrum should look inward too. There's some very good player in the Nigerian Women Football League who can also make this cut. And we need to inject some young player that can match the agility of this very fast nation. So at least to some extent, our football is a bit slow. Maybe we need to up, although he's already talking that he's going to work on that. What would you advise?
Yeah, I agree with the fact that we are playing a very strong countries in the Olympics. We are in Group C. We are playing the likes of Japan, Brazil, and Spain. And these are not small countries when it comes to football in Africa. But if you agree with me that the Super Falcons of Nigeria did so well at the last World Cup in Australia, they played against the Olympic champions, Canada, and they also played against Australia, where we saw them putting up a very, very good fight, to ensure that they do so well. If not for that, very tough one between them and England. But that's not to say that the coach Waldrum should not pick some young, versatile player from the domestic league. Yes, we need young legs, but we still need experience as well. So I seriously believe that Coach Randy Waldrum has what it takes, to ensure that these girls play very well. I'm so happy that he was one that tutored them at the World Cup. So by this time, he should be able to know where he should manage himself, where he should adjust, and what to do when it comes to playing countries like Spain, like Brazil, like Spain are world champions. So therefore, these countries, they are very, very much ready for this tournament. But I believe that Coach Randy Waldrum, with what he has been able to do with the girls in the past 2 years, he has all that it takes, if given the necessary support, by the Nigerian Football Federation ahead. They should sit him down. What are your plans? The camping, the training, the facility, the motivation, the welfare of the players, his program. The Nigerian Football Federation should ask him, what are your programs? What are your planning? What are you planning? The welfare, the money should not be the challenge this time around. Where they want to camp should not be challenged this time around. Selection of players. These are the places where Nigeria
Okay, seems we have little technical issues there. Well, right now, we'll still be hoping that you will join us to continue with the show. We've been talking with Isaac Afolabi from Akure, Ondo State, who has been giving us details concerning that particular scenario that has to do with Super Falcons. Falcons right now, they've qualified for the Olympics, and they are battle ready. They are saying, well, bring them on. We are ready for Japan, Brazil, and from the way it is, even Spain. Well, you were talking about our ladies. Now, before we cross over to the men, Afolabi, Super Falcons, at the Olympics, do you see them doing well? Let me ask you that question in a very tricky way.
Yes, I've always believed in the Super Falcons. Each time they go out the continent to represent Nigeria, they always put in their best. Nobody expected them to play against Canada the way they did at the World Cup, and of course against Australia, and again against England. A lot of people are thinking there's going to be a walkover for them when they confront the three lioness of England. But we saw a new Super Falcons with ability, with this patriotic spirit. So for me, I think the Super Falcons should be able to put up a very, very A performance when they play against the likes of Brazil. Brazil, yes, they are superpower when it comes to female football, but they've not really been there. So I think we can confront the Brazilians and shock them. Then we will know how to face the Japanese, and of course the Spaniard female national team.
Okay, Afolabi talking with us concerning women football there. Let's cross over to the men. We know that recently Nigerian Football Federation opened it all for Nigerians and all those in diaspora to also apply. All the coaches are vying for the Super Eagles job. One of those most pronounced coaches that have been mentioned to take over, if Nigerians are really pushing for Amunike to take over, is already talking right now and says Super Eagles is Nigerians' project. We must get it right. He says whoever is appointed as the coach of Super Eagles must make sure he gets it right, because Eagles really deserve to be at the world level right now. Well, Isaac Afolabi, you look at Amunike, he's already talking as if maybe I don't want to sound like as if he's there already, but from the way he's talking, he knows his onions and he knows what is at stake for Super Eagles if he's able to get it as the manager or coach of that team.
I'm happy with the statements by Coach Emmanuel Amunike. Prior to this time, a lot of people were thinking he was just so concerned, or let me borrow the word, he was just eager or desperate to handle the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But with his latest statement, it shows that patriotism, is the watchword here, and is saying that whoever that is being given the opportunity to handle the Super Eagles of Nigeria should think about repositioning the team, putting the team back to its former glory. I think that's the right word to use by Coach Emmanuel Amunike. And I want to specifically, follow the lines of other ex-internationals like those that have supported that Nigeria should have an indigenous coach. Yes, nothing stopping us from having an indigenous coach. The likes of Finidi George and Emmanuel Amunike, yes, they have the experience. They've played for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They played at the top football clubs in Europe. They played for Ajax. They played for Barcelona, and they have the experience. Who says that they can't handle the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Coach, late Stephen Keshi, took a country, Togo, to World Cup. Nobody expected it, and again, he won the African Cup of Nations for Nigeria. A lot of people criticized him then. So I am also throwing my weight that yes, an indigenous coach, yes, can handle the Super Eagles of Nigeria and take us to the peak of our football. But there is one condition, Adeni. The indigenous coaches must be given everything necessary, the freedom to tinker the team. There must not be any sign of politics or anything or any hide and seek. They must be given the total freedom to select player, have a training ground, allow them to take decisions. Then we can make a way forward. But I think that's the only challenge that most of our indigenous coaches are having. If not, I believe seriously that the likes of Emmanuel Amunike and of course Coach Finidi George have all that it takes to handle the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Okay, really, you just saw that NFF will deem it fit by appointing the right person around pegging a square, around hole who actually do well for Nigerian football right now. Super Eagles, they need someone who actually knows what he needs to do to get that particular team on the right track. With Isaac Afolabi there right now, we'll cross over from football to athletics. Well, Olympics is coming, knocking at the door, and right now, World Athletics, the governing body that runs athletics in the whole world, are right now saying they actually put a landmark of $50,000 prize money for Olympic gold medalists, either as a team or individually. So many sports. Let's look at the breakdown of that particular World Athletics where they talk about it. While let's say to award 50,000 prize money to Olympic champions, a total sum of $2.4 million in 48 athletics events. Anyone that actually wins gold medal will go for $50,000. While relay teams will receive the same amount to be shared amongst the team. For Los Angeles 2028, all three medalists will be awarded a prize money. It means if you win silver and also bronze, you get to be awarded from 2028 Olympics. But for this one coming up in Paris, France, it's going to be $50,000 for individual medalists, that is gold medalists, and also relay teams will receive the same amount in 48 athletics events. That's a huge one, $2.4 million. Actually earmarked for this particular one. Well, Afolabi, you look at a lot of innovations coming from World Athletics, and they are trying to see how they can give the athletes a smiling moment. If you win gold, you go home with $50,000.
Yes, let me start by saying that I had a conversation with one of the coaches that actually led Nigerian team to the All-African game in Ghana. And, remember, he was lamenting that he's yet to receive his alerts. Let me just chip that in. Okay, now let's cross over now to what we are discussing. This is a nice one. This is a better way to motivate athletes, to encourage them, to let them know that, yes, if you are an athlete, does not mean that you cannot also have responsibility. Upping this will also inspire them to do well, to bring in their best, to sweat it out and to know that, yes, they are going out to represent their countries, but they are still coming back with something very interesting. And that is one thing that Nigerian Olympic Committee must copy from the international bodies. Early preparation, let them know what they stand to gain if they compete in any competition. Make it plain. There is no hide and seek here. Make it plain, make it open. Transparency should come in. Professionalism should come in. This is what they are doing, and this is what we must copy. I'm particularly happy that a lot of Nigerians are now, Nigerian athletes are qualified for this Olympics, and let's hope that this beautiful amount, these beautiful wages will spur Nigerian athletes, African athletes to be specific, to go for gold and other medals.
Okay, on a lighter note, we do at least rather keep it real for Nigeria to run for us in 100 meters, Isaac. In 100 meters, let's have you to run for us.
I am happy because in this 2024 Olympics, we are going to see wonders. So let me start by saying this now. I think we should expect a lot of medals when it comes to the game of wrestling. That is another place where Nigeria is probably going to have a comparative advantage over other African countries, over other European countries. In the All-African Games, the Wrestling Federation, they won all 6 gold medals. The likes of Adekoroye, the last time we had discussions, said, this time around, I'm going to the Olympics to get the gold. And that is determination. And in the 100 meters, Toby Amuson and the rest, they are also ready. So I'm so happy that this time around in the Olympics, Nigerian athletes, they are ready. So the Nigerian Olympic Committee should also sit up and do the right thing. Put the right people in charge. Let them, when you put the right people in organizing such an event, you will hardly find issues. But when you don't have the right people handling such international competitions, such organizations, then we will have a challenge. But I'm so optimistic that Nigerian athletes are ready for the Paris 2024 Olympics.
Hopefully they will do us proud there at the Olympics. Right now, let's cross over to football. Tonight, matches will be coming up in the Europa League and also Europa Conference. Let's look at those fixtures quickly before we wrap it up. Europa League quarterfinals. Bayern Leverkusen takes on West Ham United. Marseille away to Benfica. Liverpool at home against Atalanta. Roma against AC Milan. Battle of the Italian teams there. Quickly, let's focus on AC Milan Roma. Afolabi, you look at that's going to be a repeat of Italian Serie A.
They should be able to, to get their rhythm this time around and get a victory for their team. No doubt about it. Roma is also a nice team after, allowing Jose Mourinho to leave. I know the rest of the new manager is also doing a new job, doing a good work for his team. But all things being equal, AC Milan should be able to have a little advantage, over AS Roma in this game tonight.
What do you see about Liverpool Atlanta, the scoreline?
Liverpool, for Jurgen Klopp already told his fans and the team that he will not deal with them in the next inning. So every Liverpool fan wants any trophy available for Jurgen Klopp this time around. So Liverpool, they never walk alone. I want to believe they will not walk alone this time around. They will work as a team and defeat Atlanta. 1 goes to 0 or 2 goals, but victory certainly for Liverpool at home.
Let's see how good you are as an octopus. Isaac Afolabi has been talking with us. And right now, we're talking about Europa Conference League. Let's look at the fixtures also coming up tonight on the Europa League, where matches will be played. In the Europa Conference League, there are Olympiacos against Fenerbahce. Victoria Pleasant takes on Fiorentina. Aston Villa against Lille, while Club Brugge of Belgium will be hosting Greece team, PAOK Salonika. In those games that will be coming up. But Olympiacos, Fenerbahce, we have in Nigeria and Bright Osayi Samuel there. Do you see them winning in this game, despite the fact that he has learned some boxing and beating up some fans? Isaac Afolabi, quickly.
Yeah, that clip, that picture of Osai, taking on a fan, trying to defend his fellow player, is still the talk of the town, and the people of Fenerbahce are still celebrating, calling him a very, very never to say no to any form of hooliganism. So I believe the fans this time around, they are inspired, to play against any team. But Fenerbahce, they have the records, they have the history, they have players, they've won so many medals for themselves. And of course, they are popular side, so they should be able to travel to Greece to get a point against Olympiacos. But another one that I think will be very, very interesting is the Aston Villa match against Lille of France.
Okay, big one there for the matches, the Europa Conference and also Europa League there. With Isaac Afolabi, we want to appreciate your time joining us on the show. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Thank you, Adeni, and a special appreciation to everyone in the studio for joining us to Talk Sport today. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, just a good one there coming from Afolabi in Akure on those State. There quickly before we wrap it up, some transfer gossip. Leverkusen, Liverpool, and Tottenham Hotspur are in for Leeds United winger. His name is Crescencio Somerville. Talking about those transfer stories there. Manchester United set sight on AC Milan forward Rafael Leao, valued at 145 million euros there. And you have Liverpool, Aston Villa, Arsenal, and City. Want Shakhtar Donetsk midfielder. His name is Georgi Sudakov. Those are the stories that we have for you concerning the transfer gossip quickly, because we just have to go now. Our time is up on the show. Sports update on Trust TV. Adeni Jishafe. Thanks for watching.